Hello everybody and welcome to another Community Fortress. This is the Fortress of Bladecrush and was sent in to the show by DNightmare. Now, they have several questions as well as a TLDR and kind of an interesting fort to kind of run through, including a bunch of cave dragons. If you yourself would like to get a fortress shown on this show, simply send in a link on my Discord server under the DF Save Sharing Room. If you're using a bunch of mods, please also include your mods folder, as I once again had to just skip a couple because I was running into mod loading conflictions, and if an older mod hasn't been updated to a newer version and it's still got the older mod in it, I just can't run the fortress. So if you're using a bunch of mods, please also include your current mods folder. As for this fortress itself, it's rather small, and they do have a question right off the bat, which I'm going to answer, which is, how do you normally get a clothing industry set up without DF hack? And I'm not sure what they're using exactly to get DF hack, but simply harvest a couple of pigtails, get yourself a couple pigtail farms, and then from there, set up a repeating job to process plants at a farmer's shop once there is plants available. So any processable plants, and that'll usually end up being pigtails. If you really want to get it going, remove the pigtails from brewing so that they don't get brewed, and then just make sure that they're all getting made into thread there. And then from there, set up a loom, and that'll just, within a year or so, you'll have enough cloth to clothe your entire fortress. It's quite simple, really. Now, at the very top here, we have kind of this rather unremarkable but nice multi-biome, very small map, super FPS friendly, this save file. We do have 40 dwarves in the fortress. It's a very compact, small-scale fortress. We do have a duchy, the Duke of Bladecrush, so there is that. And a small trading depot right here. As we move down a couple of layers, we have a rather large brewing level, as well as some more general farming and other things. So over here at this here farmer's workshop, or rather, where'd that farmer's work? There it is, the farmer's workshop. I would literally just queue up a process plants job right there, and even just like let that sit on repeat once you have some like cloth producing plants, which you might even be able to get from the surface up here. I don't know exactly what is up here at this time of year, but depending on the time of year, you might be able to get it up here. Otherwise, just simply wait until these pigtails are in season and then just harvest them. Now, as we move down, you can see they have harvested an aquifer here to, or harnessed, I guess is the word I would use, harnessed this aquifer to spray the water down the stairwells. We've got a layer where they've been cutting out stones and metals and various other things as we go down. And then eventually, we're going to start hitting some interesting things. The nicer thing about these smaller forts is it's very easy for me to get a good overview of what's going on in them. So here we have a space where they have been fighting with crundles and various other creatures, as well as we've got this kind of interesting shaped little volcano down here. And as we move down through, you can see even more of this. And then here there's, some lava pumps set up to fill up various little spaces with lava, which of course is good. And we have this little, what's it called? Minecart distribution area for the lava. And then as we move down a little bit, this is of course for making lava buckets. So, you have like this pumping and it pumps through here. They go down and then back up and out. And this is how you fill lava buckets. And then as we go down, we can slowly move until we hit this. Now, this is where things get exciting for me. Cave dragons. Cave dragons. Cave dragons! I've never actually caught one of these. I've seen them a couple of times in my years of playing, but I've never successfully caught one. And they are gorgeous. It's just so nice to see actual cave dragons. I also like these the names of these jabbers here. We've got Deckhengst and Broodmother, as well as more tame jabbers in the cage. We've got Ruthrers. We've got some more Ruthrers in cages down here, and then we have cave dragons, I'm assuming, laying eggs in these. Yeah, look at that, cave dragon eggs. Absolutely glorious. Very good livestock as well. They're not quite as good as hydras, because hydras are born full grown, which makes them just a really, really good butchering stock, but they also get kind of risky that way. Then we have two forgotten beasts. We have Peter Parker and Gortusk, which are both very amusing names. I'm assuming that Peter Parker here shoots webs. They both kind of seem like web spitters. probably for catching gremlins if I had to assume. And then as we go a little further down, I might actually steal that design for catching gremlins. And we got this kind of uninteresting nobles area, but we do have some stuff constructed. It's very much an under construction portion of the fortress. Then this area down here, if I hit Z, we can see that we have an office as well as a dining hall complete with dragons, and this is the sheriff's rooms, and then we have some prison cells around the edges. Needs some work on the corners, obviously, but definitely coming along very well. I do like this pattern quite a bit. I wonder what this looks like in ASCII, actually. It probably looks pretty cool. Yeah, it kind of does, actually. It's got a nice shape to it. You just need to coordinate these colors a little bit more, and you can make something real cool looking. Yeah. Man, I miss the way just notes in ASCII looks. There's something special about it, just like writing a big thing on the side of the wall. Then as we get a little lower, we got power room here, and they appear to be using a very elaborate set of, I'm going to pause it so that nothing bad happens, very elaborate set of bugs and tricks to essentially generate infinite power with these. I try and avoid doing that myself, but I respect it, I gotta say. They're using a minecart, which is infinitely dumping, essentially, and filling and dumping and filling and dumping and filling and dumping and filling and dumping and filling and dumping, which is then powering these wheels up here. I also recently realized that actually if you encase these gears in lava, and then dump water on them, you can actually encase gear assemblies in obsidian, and they still work, which is kind of busted as far as I'm concerned, but still also kind of neat. And then down here, there's the mist generator, of course, and I think they're building a sister setup over here, so you can kind of see it as it's being done. Then down here, we have some more dining rooms, as well as 2 guild halls, which look lovely. I'm sure that this guild hall is helping very much with keeping those moods up there. The real question is, who's pissed off in this fortress? Someone doesn't like their life, and it's kind of strange. Like, how do you exist in this fortress and not be happy? I don't fully get it. And then as we go down, eventually we hit this level, which is, just for like your glass and your magma making stuff, all of your industry in that regard. And then we've got some water down at the bottom of these. I'm not sure why that ended up down there. This very long hallway, which is a drain, I guess, in case of flooding. We got plenty of infinite stacks done the right way, so you're not using up extra frames. And that's pretty much it. It's actually quite a simple little fort. But there's a lot going on in this tiny little fort. My favorite aspect of this fort, I think, is the cave dragons. I love the dragons in Dwarf Fortress. They're so hard to find, and cave dragons are even rarer. I wonder if the creator of this particular fortress, because it's a very interesting long world design, I wonder if they cranked up the amount of cave dragon spawns. As you can see, they've also got exposed caves and other fun stuff over here. So lovely little fortress, very high frame rates, very good example of how to make a really complex, interesting fortress while still also maintaining a high frame rate. And I just wanted to say thank you once again for sending in this here fortress for me to have a look at. If you would like me to have a look at a fort on this show, once again, simply join my Discord. There's a link down in the description, and go to the DF Save sharing room and simply follow what other people are doing. Just make sure that you include that it's okay for me to use a save file in a video if you would like it to be used in a video. And it's going to take me probably about 10 days if I were to guess. I've kind of let there be a bit of backlog so I can just like grab from it when I need there. And if you notice that I've skipped your fortress, and if you're using a lot of mods, it's probably just because I couldn't load it. I've actually had a couple recently that I haven't been able to load again because mods haven't updated and the version has updated a couple times. So keep that in mind. If you're using heavily modded fortresses, it's maybe a 50-50 chance I'll be able to load it in the first place. Thank you very much for watching this video. And if you would like to support these videos and this channel directly, you can do that via my Patreon, or alternatively, via picking up a piece of merchandise. I have some limited run shirts and a pretty cool mug up there for sale right now if you would like to check it out. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.